Previously on Phoenix Wright, Trials and Tribulations. This all confirms Miss Von Karma's theory. Von Karma strive for nothing but perfection. And how many cases have you won in Japan? Never you mind that, Myers Edgeforth. It looks like Miss Von Karma's claim is being snowed in. No! It's too soon to be closing this trial due to snow, and also you will not be making puns in my general direction, Your Honor. Okay, I'm sorry. It was cold enough to freeze your ears off. Only an idiot would go out wandering in that. An idiot, huh? I think I might have an idea. Hello, I'm Unca Crunk. Welcome back to Phoenix Wright. February 9th, 11:15 a.m. Defender lobby number 1. Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm not really sure what to say. Oh yeah, we're still playing this Edgeworth, by the way. Iris, we only have 20 minutes. There are 2 things which I need to ask you before we reconvene. All right, I'll help you any way I can. First, about that night. You really didn't go to the inner temple, correct? The last witness claims to have met and talked with you in the training hall. Either you or Sister Bikini is lying. Mr. Edgeworth, it is just as I said yesterday. Until the incident occurred, I was in my own room in Hazakura Temple. Very well. The second thing, then. That night, the temple snowmobile was used in between the time Sister Bikini returned to the main hall and when she bore witness to the murder. Sometime between 10:30 and 11 p.m. that night. Were you the one who used the snowmobile? There's only one key for the snowmobile. The only person who could have used it was me. So it was you. But why? What made you go out to Dusky Bridge? I'm sorry, Mr. Edgeworth. What? Holy camoli. Iris. I can't tell you about that yet. Yet? Not until her safety is confirmed. Her? The safety of the Alkalite. Oh, the Alkalite, huh? Yeah, she must be talking about Maya. What about Pearl? Where is Pearl? I mean, okay, we assume she's with Maya, but we don't know that for certain. Iris, look me in the eye and tell me the truth. Did you kill Elise Denham? No matter who or what may come, I can never take a life. As I thought, no psycho locks. Very well. It is my job to get to the truth. You'll discover this for yourself soon enough. 11:36 a.m. Courtroom number 7. Court will now reconvene. Miss Von Karma, where is the witness? During the break, a man was detained for suspicious behavior in the gallery. Suspicious behavior? He was sketching something very intensely. Dare I ask what the witness was sketching when he was detained? A terrifying woman, armed with a demonic face and a vicious sweep, and massive boobies. Massive boobies, eh? I can only presume that his intention was to capture you. Anyway, it's time to drag this pathetic excuse for an artist before the court. Maurice Denham, I hope you're ready. Get in here. It would seem that Whip is going to see plenty more use today. No! Jag sketchy sin contempt as this court. Hey, it's just artistically. You tried to run away from the bailiff who was trying to hunt your subpoena, correct? Look, I'm nothing but a fledgling artist trading out in the mountains. I'm only down here in the city because I ran out of green paint. Well, to use the technical term for the color, viridian. Larry, this isn't an art store now, is it? I know! I graduated junior high, okay? Look, art is all about working in the fields, isn't it? Working in the fields? I presume you wanted to say field work. I hope. That's it! Thanks, buddy. It's kind of sad that I was able to understand his mangled train wreck of a sentence. I just happened to stop in here and found a wonderful new model. So see, I've got nothing to do with this trial at all. I expect all your faces to be red when you realize this mistake. Bright red, like alizarin crimson or something. Or to use technical term, Crimson Lake. What? May I have another miss? Stop your pathetic babbling and testify like a man. Refrain from whipping me, Miss Von Karma. Cross-whipping is as bad as cross-checking. Eh? Witness, that was all your fault. Testify now. It's too much for me, Ming. Well, I saw. I was at that lodge out in the mountains looking up at the stars at night. I walked to the bridge a number of times, but I didn't see a snowmobile. I didn't see anyone at the bridge at night either. The girl I was waiting for didn't show up. My teacher died on me. I'm all alone now. Aren't I edgy? Witness, please refrain from talking directly to the lawyers during your testimony. I'm just nobody, but a small, worthless man, aren't I? And why wasn't I asked for my name and occupation or anything else? Mr. Edgeworth, this man seems to have quite a severe inferiority complex. Well earned, Your Honor, I assure you. He's recently been the cause of numerous incidents. I think he's finally realized for himself just how much of a nuisance he has been to other people. That's right! I'm behind everything, every case. Watch out, okay? Just touching me will make you eternally unhappy. Well then, let us proceed with the cross-examination with no touching, thank you. We can delve into other details at a later time. Why, so? Cross-examination time. I was at that lodge out in the mountains looking up at the stars at night. Whatever is the matter, Mr. Edgeworth? This one single statement is so full of contradictions. For a moment there, I thought I was going to collapse. So, witness, any idea as to where these contradictions in your testimony lie? Depending on your answer, I may stay my whip. Okay, give me a minute. It was snowing that night, so I couldn't possibly have seen the stars, right? Let's see, that run-down shack is hardly a lodge, you know, is it? I mean, it doesn't even have electricity or nothing. And even if the stars could be seen, it isn't like I was there to look at them, right? See, you can do it if you try. No! There is only one issue here. What you saw at the bridge. I walked to the bridge a number of times, but...
Hold it!
A number of times? How many? Maybe 5 times? We're like once every 20 minutes or something. Which means you spent almost 2 hours at Heavenly Hall that night. You bet! Real love is about waiting with your heart in your hands. You know what I'm saying? Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Please don't look at me like that. Oh, okay. Love your see. It was this man's intention to summon the defendant to the small shack, using this blackmail letter. But blackmail? No, that was simply a product of overflowing love. Ah! So, Huffy, Puffy, Lucy, Goosey, Excusvar, Viply, Viney, Vusava, Witness. So, what did you see? I hope for your sake you saw a snowmobile. You Huffy, Puffy, Lucy, Goosey excuse for a whimpering, whining woos of a witness, eh? Well, I mean, what? You see, being called those names doesn't seem to bother him at all. Because I don't understand them. Stop reading my mind, Larry. Oh, sorry. I didn't see a snowmobile.
Hold it!
Larry, you really didn't see it. Hey, no need to hit your desk. I hear you. I didn't see it. I didn't see a snowmobile. Larry, do you know what a snowmobile is? Of course I know what a snowmobile is. Larry, say snowmobile for me, please. Snowmobile. You truly have nothing to hide. Then why are you staring like you just flew over a cuckoo's nest? Shut up! What is this? I don't know. Don't ask me. You're the witness, Larry. That doesn't mean I have to answer any questions. Yes, it does. Oh. It seems I'll have to start from a more obvious contradiction. Going to strike the blow that will finally get him to spill the beans. I didn't see anyone at bridge that night either.
Hold it!
You didn't meet anyone. That's right, because I got nothing to do with this. And I'm just here to buy some Veridian paint, okay? Come on, I expect to see those Christmas-like faces now. It would appear that simply pressing him isn't going to be enough, Mr. Edgeworth. Indeed. Seems that he's going to claim to have nothing to do with this to the end. No, want this guy to cost us any more time. We need to slice through his obvious contradictions and keep things moving along. Okay, turn press. Oh! I went too fast. Okay, here. You met with Phoenix.
Objection!
Larry Butts. I can understand why you might want to throw your old life away. You're pretty pathetic and cause all sorts of trouble. I'm sorry. Yeah, yes, you are. But, having realized just how much of a nuisance you have been, that could be considered a step in the right direction. Yeah, gee. Are you trying to console me? It certainly doesn't sound that way to me. However, I cannot forgive you for simply turning away from the incidents you create. You're totally pinning this on me, aren't you? Now then, let's talk about the night of the murder. Sister Bikini, after seeing the murder take place, asked Phoenix Wright to report it. Thus, he headed for the public phone by the bridge. There, he happened across a certain nefarious individual.
You don't mean?
Yes, I do. You, Larry Butts.
Yeah, but okay, that's right. Me in the flesh, the Viridian flesh.
I think you mean Crimson Lake.
Oh, right. Wait, which one's green?
Viridian.
Yeah, I mean Crimson Lake flesh.
Listen carefully, witness. It doesn't matter if you change your name. So long as you remain pretty pathetic, you will continue to cause these incidents. That reality will not change.
But what do you want me to do then?
Larry, what you need to change is your inner self. But for now, what you saw that night, testifying truthfully about this one issue, is all I need from you.
Edgy? I think, I finally woken up.
What? Okay.
Well, I guess I could still be sleeping. But anyway, I'll do it. I'll testify.
You're already on the stand, Larry.
Oh, right. Okay, well, I'm not sure this will go especially well.
I'll ask again then, witness. What did you see on the night of the murder?
Well, I saw part 2, Electric Boogaloo.
No one says that anymore, Larry.
I don't care. I went to the shack at around 9, so it would have been about 10:30 p.m. I was lying under my bed when a white flash almost blinded me. I looked out the window and Dusky Bridge was on fire. There was still some thunder, but I went right away to check it out. That's when I ran into Nick.
You certainly saw quite a lot, didn't you?
So, what happened to this bridge after it caught on fire? It's like me after a 3-day stint chasing a girl. It totally burned out, like almost totally gone. I mean, trying to cross the burning remains of what caused Nick to fall. What did you say?
Oh, don't worry, it's nothing life-threatening. He just caught a cold.
I never know with that man if he shall be called lucky or unlucky.
There, Mr. Edgeworth, please commence your cross-examination.
I went to the shack at around 9, so it would have been around about 10:30 p.m.
Hold it!
What did you do out there in the cold for an hour and a half?
Well, if you really must know, I was busy being excited, I guess.
I do not need any details, Larry.
Yeah, but
No, Larry. I'm trying to keep a family rating on this game.
Yeah, I mean, okay.
Excited. Dare I even ask? Judge? Oh, sorry.
I said the meeting time is 10 p.m., right? But I couldn't wait, and I thought she might come early, too.
Well, it appears she didn't come at all in the end. Oh my God, this game.
All right, anyway, because they never arranged to meet in the first place, did they? Shut up! Don't go picking my fond memories apart. Anyway, I was getting a little worried. Thought maybe Iris had lost her way. So every 20 minutes or so, I went out to the bridge. But I didn't see anything particularly suspicious.
Could you say particularly for me again?
Why?
That's the most mangled word I've ever heard in my life.
Particularly? Particularly?
Oh my giddy aunt. Anyway, continue.
Oh yeah, I didn't have anything else to do, so I went back to the shack to wait for her. I was lying under my bed when a white flash almost blinded me.
Hold it!
This light was, of course.
Lightning! Like, kapow! like a slap from Naomi, honestly.
Who's Naomi?
Big Bada Boom.
Naomi's the big bada boom.
You got that right, brother.
What?
Ah! I little like that. That's more like a punch from Miranda.
What? Witness, did you actually see the lightning hit the bridge?
Well, I was a bit startled by the flash of light, so I looked out the window and Dusky Bridge was on fire.
Hold it!
Seeing that, what did you do?
What do you think? I was burning up as well from the fire in my heart.
Oh, God.
And that's why you went to take a look at the bridge? Well, to be honest, it was freezing cold, so at first I thought, forget it, I'm not leaving my covers. But it had pretty much stopped snowing, so I don't know, I changed my mind.
Not sure I care for the forget it attitude you had at first, Witness.
There was still some thunder, but I went right away to check it out.
Hold it!
You said right away, but exactly how long after the strike was that?
I mean, the lightning fell, and then the bridge caught on fire. You know how, like, you really need to pee when you're asleep, but you really don't want to get out of bed because, you know, you don't want to wake up too much, but you can't go back to sleep because you have to pee, and you can't go back, and you don't want to get up to pee because you're so sleepy, but, yeah, it was like that, so I don't know, maybe like, 5 minutes? I mean, I suddenly thought, I gotta go check this out. Also, I need pee. How far is this small Shakiyova in from the bridge? Hold on. Well, okay. It pretty much stopped snowing. Guess about a 5-minute walk.
And how did Dusky Bridge look when you got there?
Like I had recovered a piece of my childhood. I mean, not even the bonfires kids make during school camping trips can compare.
What? Should I press him for a little more info? Why didn't you call anyone? Larry, let me ask you one thing.
What is it, Angie? What's with the serious face?
Why didn't you call anyone?
Huh? What do you mean?
Telephone. To your face. You input numbers. Someone answers on the phone, and you talk to that person. Normally, when faced with a towering inferno, one would try to tell someone. There is a public phone right there by Dusky Bridge, correct?
Well, of course I thought about doing that. Yeah, absolutely.
So then, let's hear why you didn't.
Yeah, okay, a reason. My reason. It isn't that I didn't try to tell anyone, I just didn't have time to, okay? I arrived at the bridge and Nick showed up less than a minute later.
Hold it!
You claim to have arrived at the bridge at the same time as Wright?
Yeah. I thought I better tell somebody about this. But then Nick came up yelling about a murder. It totally made me forget about the bridge. The fire was pretty much out by then anyway.
What's this feeling? Suddenly you have a terrible case of unease.
It was after contacting the police that Phoenix Wright fell from the bridge, correct? Yeah, that's pretty much it. You know, more or less.
You told me about the burning bridge yesterday, but there's still something that doesn't quite fit. It looks like, despite his change of heart, Larry still isn't telling us the whole truth.
Okay.
Let's see. I think right about here. weather report.
Objection!
Your very existence being a contradiction, I'm not sure if you can grasp this or not.
What the hey, Edgy? You make me sound like some kind of alien.
Your testimony is conclusively contradictory. The problem here is time.
I've never been the best timekeeper, you know. 3 minutes after Billy leaves on foot, you follow him on your bicycle. How long does it take for you to catch up with him? Terrible at those.
This is much more simple. You saw the lightning strike Dusky Bridge and immediately went to see what had happened. Is this correct?
Sure. Well, I wasted about 5 minutes first, but, you know, more or less.
I have the weather data from the night of the murder here. According to this, the lightning fell at 10:45 p.m. You say it takes less than 5 minutes from the shack to Dusky Bridge, meaning you probably got there at around 11 p.m.
That all sounds about right, I guess. And then Nick showed up and did his falling act.
That is impossible.
What do you mean?
11 p.m. is when the murder occurred in Hazakura Temple. Thus, Wright was still there in the courtyard. There's no way that Larry could have encountered him at Dusky Bridge at that time.
Ah! Excuse me, I have an objection.
You do?
Angie, how many times do I have to say this? I'm not Larry. I'm Larry Star. Ah! It has not been proven that the murder occurred at 11 p.m. The sister only said around 11. In which case, it could have been earlier than that.
What you're footing there, Ms. Francisca von Karma, the slope ahead is slippery. For there is still no way that Wright could have been at Dusky Bridge at 11 p.m.
And why not?
It is clearly written here in the weather data report. It took around 30 minutes for the bridge to burn out. Therefore, the bridge must have been burning until at least 11:15 p.m. Which means what exactly? Wright did not see the bridge while it was being consumed by the flames that night. In fact, he did not arrive on the scene until the flames had died down. Larry, you arrived at the bridge at 11 p.m., but Wright did not make it there until at least 11:15. I suggest you stop hiding things and just tell us the whole truth. Now then, what happened during these missing 15 minutes?
Oh, I feel like I just got brutally woken up by a toilet splashback.
What?
I guess I was still sleeping after all. Bitch me!
Order!
So, sounds like a missing 15 minutes prior to meeting Phoenix Wright. I hardly see that as much of a problem. Yeah, not much of a problem at all.
Really? The bridge is burning before your eyes and there is a phone right next to it. Why then did you not report the accident? Yes, witness, why didn't you? Were you there simply to watch the bridge burn? And therein lies the problem. For even after the bridge had burnt out, he was still there. Staring into space, this witness didn't even attempt to fulfill his civic duty.
That's what it sounds like.
But this is Larry we are talking about, and even he is incapable of being so stupid. Which means there has to be a reason for his inaction.
Angie, I think it's about time we got serious with you, dude.
Just as I thought. You've been playing with us all this time.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you everything. Are you sure you want to hear it all?
Yes.
I may really say this. Then say it!
Very well. I have a terribly bad feeling about this. Whoever. Let us have the witness finally give us the whole truth. Now, for this 15-minute gap, what were you doing, witness?
I'm missing 15 minutes. I'm a denim. I'm an artist. What do you think I was doing? Sketching in front of the bridge. I was whipped up into a frenzy of art. The shock and awe that I was feeling, I transferred it all directly onto the page. Before I realized it, the flames had gone up and then he came airing up.
I suppose artists can be strange folk.
That's right. I'm willing to sacrifice everything in order to draw the perfect sketch.
Including the truth from the sound of it. Mr. Edgeworth, has this removed the last of your doubts? Not at all, Your Honor. One very large doubt still remains. And what would that be? This is a surprisingly believable story, especially considering the source. So why did he think he needed to hide it from us until now? I intend to drag the reason out of him.
You'll regret this, Edgy. Wait, what are we talking about?
Missing 15 minutes, you dolt.
Oh, okay. I'm a denim. I'm an artist. What do you think I was doing?
Hold it!
Tell us, Larry.
My name is Maurice. Get it right. Mistakes like that are what keep you from being popular with ladies like I am.
Just you exactly, are you?
I'm Maurice Denim, apprentice extraordinaire.
That's what he calls himself in any case. Then you are an artist?
Of course, I'm an artist, the real thing.
Yet again, that's what he calls himself.
Names mean nothing. There is only one issue I care to discuss. What were you doing?
That is a very big issue indeed.
Sketching in front of the bridge. I was whipped up into a frenzy of art.
Sketching? The burning bridge?
The burning bridge and everything that came with it.
What came with it?
Oh, you want to hear those from my lips, do you, Edgy? You'll regret this. Let's get enough. Just take that ridiculous sketch of yours out already, witness. What are you talking about? I don't know what you mean.
That does indeed appear to be the fastest solution. I'll leave it to you, Mr. Edgeworth. What should I do? Got a terrible feeling that the instant this sketch is revealed, the entire world may be changed by what is depicted there. Let's look at the sketch. Larry, I wonder if you could show us your sketch. Please.
Even I couldn't have imagined it turned out like this.
Imagined what?
That Maurice Denham's debut would take here, today, like this. Show it, now! Okay, steel yourselves. This is the world of Maurice Denham.
Well. So this is Dusky Bridge, correct? Quite a large bridge, isn't it? Your response to me is Von Karma.
Just well. is a better drawing than I expected. Isn't it? Isn't it? I struggled to reproduce those flames that really dead.
Yes, I'm sure you did. This is gonna get ugly. No one has the courage to bring it up, it seems. This mysterious flying object. Larry,
What?
the burning bridge is fine. But what is that unfortunate looking figure?
Oh, you spotted that? Ha! I thought you might.
However much I might want to ignore it, I can't.
It's Iris, of course. Iris! I wish she'd take better care of herself. We have to plan our future, you know? What would have happened to her if she'd earned herself flying like that?
Larry, please answer the next question. Honestly.
Okay.
Are you really claiming to have seen this? Are you claiming to have seen the silhouette of the defendant flying over a bridge that was engulfed in flames?
Yep. That's what I saw. That's why I drew it. I'm an artist, a real artist. Oh, you. Hi.
The girl, she's really high up in this picture.
Blah. What was that for? This is all about dream. I was hitting you on the cheek to test that theory.
Please whip your own cheek from now on if you wish to test your wild theories, eh? Anyway, no court of law will ever acknowledge that people can fly.
Actually, there is some precedent for this. She is flying pretty high, my sweet Iris. She was about 30 feet above the bridge at least. It's really something to see.
This is gonna be some kind of mistake. Mr. Edgeworth, please bring this witness back down to the earth.
What?
Me? This witness is your friend, is he not?
Accessory to foolishness, Miles Edgeworth.
Good burn.
Thank you.
Let's get back to the cross-examination by force if necessary. Mr. Edgeworth, I expect you to expose the obvious contradiction here. Yes, Your Honor. It looks like I've got another reason to remember this moron.
Well, what did you think of my debut piece?
Get that thing away from me. Horrible sketch of what he saw the night of the crime. Now hurry up and cross-examine him. Okay. What? Let's see. Okay, White Hood fluttering. Nope. She gave that to Phoenix.
Objection!
Larry, what did you really see that night? Not that I particularly care.
In your position, that's just being irresponsible. I drew exactly what I saw. I'll give you a whole dollar that is the truth.
If that is truly the case, then there's one thing that we can say for certain.
What might that be?
That the person who flew over the bridge could not have been the defendant, Iris.
But what? What do you mean? I don't understand. Blah! A foolhardy folly of a foolish statement by an equally foolishly foolhardy fool. How exactly can you make this claim?
Tell us, Larry, according to this picture, the individual whom you say you saw was wearing a hood correct?
Of course she was. That rundown shack is quite a long way from the bridge. The hood is what told me that this floating angel is my Iris. The hood is my darling Iris, and Iris is my darling hood. Blah again. It seems that our biggest fools is this world that are one of the defenders' bench.
Larry, there's something you need to be made aware of. On the night of the murder, Iris wasn't wearing her hood. She'd given it to Wright as a gift. Are you going to change your story now? Perhaps suggest it was Wright who took flight?
What are you talking about?
I think you understand what I mean just fine.
Why? Why did Nick have Iris's hood?
What?
Edgy, what's going on with Iris and Nick? Why you... Nick, you dog!
I do believe that this unbelievably mysterious sketch is destined to disappear, discredited and discarded straight into the garbage.
What is it now, Venus? It feels like I've been waiting 25 years for this very day to come. Edgy, today is the day I get to completely stupefy you.
What? What is the meaning of your outburst, witness?
I hate to have to do this, but I do have some definitive evidence.
Definitive.
Evidence. Iris did indeed come flying over the burning bridge. And I, Lawrence Denham, shall prove it.
I didn't expect to ask this again. We shall be needing your testimony once again. Tell us anything you know concerning the defendant as depicted in this sketch, and show us your evidence that this nightmare was actually a reality.
Okay, hope you're ready, Edgy. Cause I'm gonna feed you a whopping serving of pain.
You've been serving us a whopping serving of pain this entire time. Trust me.
Proof that Iris flew. When I reached Dusky Bridge, she was already gone. I was so worried, so I frantically searched all over for her. That led me to finding a beautiful crystal sphere, half buried in the snow. I'm sure that Iris was simply wearing a spare hood. After all, no one else could have lost a crystal sphere that night.
I can think of someone. A crystal sphere?
This one, pretty, isn't it? But finders keepers. That sphere, where did you find it? Let me see, around here somewhere? Yeah, that looks about right.
And it was half buried in the snow.
Yeah, pretty much stopped snowing by then. But there's still some falling as I walked to the bridge.
The court accepts this crystal sphere.
That's mine, okay? I want it back afterward.
There's something on it. Eh?
Oh my, it's blood.
What? Blood? Found half covered in snow near Dusky Bridge the night of the crime has blood on it.
You ready, Angie? By tomorrow morning, you'll be calling me Master Larry. Yeah, I like the sound of that. No one's gonna push me around anymore.
Didn't you want to be called Maurice Denham just a few minutes ago? Alright, so we finally come to the crystal. But first,
When I reached Dusky Bridge, she was already gone.
So, you went to the burning bridge.
That's right, to meet Iris. She actually flew to get to me. The least I could do was meet her halfway across the sky, if you know what I'm saying.
The defendant was not at the bridge when you got there, you say?
I guess she went back to the Unsecured Temple. She's a girl, after all. She must have wanted to look her best.
It must be lovely to live in the fantasy land of Larry's mind. Actually, it's so depressing that I can't even work up the energy to point. So, what did you do next?
I was so worried, so I frantically searched all over for her.
So you searched all over for her.
Yeah, she was flying pretty high, you know. I thought maybe she slipped on her landing and got hurt. Hey, it was more than possible. Also, when I headed out to the shack for the first time, I snacked on banana. I was pretty sure I threw the peel away somewhere around there, so, you know.
Can one guy really be this stupid? So, did you find any signs of her so-called landing?
I don't really remember. I kept on falling over myself and got lost in it for a while there.
You fell over yourself?
Yeah, snow was deep, and there was even a banana peel out there.
Yep, they're stupid. And then there's Larry Butts. The short of it is that you didn't find any signs of her landing, correct? Then what happened next?
That led to me finding a beautiful crystal sphere, half buried in the snow.
Half buried.
It was sitting in the snow with a little gathered on top of it. It was a very hard spot, actually. I mean, it was dark out, too.
I'm impressed. You did well to find it.
No matter what you might think of where when you look at me, I'm a pro. A genius security guard. I used a pen light I borrowed from my company to help in my search. And it sparkled real brightly as if it was saying, "There I am," to me.
It does indeed look very much like the crystal sphere on Iris's hood. Oh, I didn't notice that before. Need I remind you that she was not wearing her hood that night?
I'm sure that Iris was simply wearing a spare hood.
Each nun is assigned their own hood, and they are assigned only one.
I don't know anything about that, okay? Iris is special, I do. And even if she did steal a spare hood, I forgive her.
This is getting us nowhere. A destination for the day, it seems. However, this crystal sphere was found near the bridge. That is fact. If it didn't come from a hood, where could it have come from, eh? That is the question I aim to answer.
After all, no one else could have lost the crystal sphere that night.
Let me confirm this one last time, Larry. The reasons you thought that this was Iris are the hood in this crystal sphere, correct?
That's right. My gut is never wrong. I met that old bikini the next morning, and her crystal sphere was still there, safe and sound.
Indeed. She was wearing it in the very room earlier today. This case isn't going to end without a fight. Exposing the obvious contradictions in this testimony will be easy, but I fear that all that awaits us are further mysteries. Okay, let's skip ahead to showing where this crystal came from. Miz. Oh my God, Larry, you took this photo. You should know better.
Objection!
Larry, that night, there was someone who lost a crystal sphere.
There was? Who? Who is this stupid idiot?
Ms. Elise Denham, the mentor to a much more stupid idiot.
The victim?
I have a photo of her here. And on the end of her staff, you can see a familiar-looking crystal sphere.
Yay! That's my photograph. Get back. Ah! A crystal sphere like that is quite easy to find. I have one just like it on my brooch. No, you do not.
They look nothing alike. In any case, please take a look at this. This is the victim's staff found at the scene of the crime. Ah, the crystal sphere is gone.
What? What? Just what does this mean, eh?
If anyone jumped or flew across the bridge that night, it certainly was not Iris after all. She was not wearing her hood. More importantly, the crystal sphere found at the landing site was not hers either.
That means the one who flew and dropped the sphere was the victim, Ms. Elise Denham? A fool alongside another fool on a fool's island to reach a foolish conclusion. First of all, this sketch, which I prefer to call a scribble, is ridiculous. People cannot fly, thus it is rejected. You can't do that. I saw it. Emoted. And this crystal sphere. This is nothing more than a red herring.
You honestly believe that?
Give it some thought, and I'm sure you'll utilize it as well, Mr. Miles Edgeworth. Elise Denham was in her room on the night of the murder. There was no reason for her to go to Dusky Bridge. Therefore, this sphere cannot be related to this case. That is all.
Objection!
Ms. Franziska von Karma. The only people who will accept that explanation are scatterbrains and clowns.
Hey, why are you pointing at me?
The victim's crystal sphere was found near the bridge on the night of her murder. You expect us to believe this has nothing to do with this case?
That crystal sphere. It was probably thrown away at the bridge after the murder.
After the murder?
There's blood under the crystal sphere, isn't there? This naturally suggests that it was thrown away after the murder took place. The killer placed it there to throw the investigation off the scent. Which is the exact same reason that he drew that ridiculous sketch. What? You mean I'm the killer? No way! How? Oh, joking aside, just then did this crystal sphere appear near the foot of the bridge. Unless this can be proven in some way, I refuse to believe this is related to the case.
She makes a valid point. There's no evidence that Elise Denham left Hazakura Temple that night. However, if somehow this crystal sphere can be proven to have been dropped before the victim was killed, then this case is going to transform into something else entirely. Your response, Mr. Edgeworth? And what's your final opinion on the disposition of this crystal sphere? If it is not related to the case, then this witness who you called will have been nothing more than a monumental waste of time. Just like his father always said.
Prepare yourself for some very appropriate punishment, Mr. Miles Edgeworth.
Can I prove it? Can I prove that the crystal sphere was dropped before the murder took place?
Of course I can.
Can I prove it? And isn't the issue? To simply prove it. That's the only option. That's what he'd do. That's the way Phoenix Wright would do this. Your Honor, allow me to prove something to you. I will prove that this crystal sphere is a vital link to solving the case.
You will do what now? That look in your eyes. You remind me of Phoenix Wright when he is cornered.
That should come as no surprise. Because right now I am Phoenix Wright and I am indeed cornered. I order you to present your evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. Evidence that proves that the crystal sphere was indeed dropped before the murder. Hang on, where is it?
Take that!
This crystal sphere is half buried in the snow, correct?
That's right. If it hadn't stopped snowing, then it would have been game over. The snow would have totally covered it.
That's all I needed to hear from you, Larry. Your testimony makes one thing quite clear.
What?
When the crystal sphere was dropped, it was snowing, even if it was ever so slightly.
Snowing?
On the other hand, let us look at the scene of the murder. As proven earlier today, there is no snow on the victim's body.
Ah!
Therefore, the crystal sphere must have been dropped before the murder.
What?
Order! On the night of the murder, the victim did indeed go to Dusky Bridge. And there, something occurred that caused the staff's crystal sphere to come loose.
What could that have been?
This sphere, there is some blood on it, isn't there? Allow me to raise a certain possibility at this junction. The real crime scene was near the foot of Dusky Bridge.
Somebody didn't take place in the Unca Crunk temple courtyard? Only a fool would suggest such a foolish piece of absolute foolishness.
Just who is the fool? And which part is so foolish, Ms. Von Karma?
Have you been paying any attention this whole time, Miles Edgeworth? The sister saw everything. She saw the victim being killed by the defendant in the Unca Crunk temple courtyard.
Objection!
That's not exactly true, now is it? To put it more precisely, what she saw was the murder weapon being removed from the victim's body.
That's the same thing.
No, it isn't. You said it yourself.
Very little blood is actually lost at the moment of a blade's insertion. If you want to talk about when the most blood will be lost from the body, that would be when the blade is removed.
If that statement is the truth, then Dusky Bridge could very easily be the scene of the murder. The murder weapon was not removed. Thus, there was no bleeding.
Objection!
You are forgetting one vital thing, Miles Edgeworth. Elise Dunham's body was found in Hazakura Temple. On foot, it takes 15 minutes to travel from Dusky Bridge to Hazakura Temple. You mean to suggest someone carried the body all that way?
Of course not. They used the snowmobile. I've made it this far. The only place to take this is to the end. Just need to prove that my version of the events is also perfectly plausible. Now, if the defense is ready, the court would like to have an explanation, please. Please show us the method by which the victim's body was carried to Hazakura Temple. There it is.
Take that!
On that snowy night, there is one way that a body could have been moved. The snowmobile.
Ah!
As we know, the snowmobile was used that night. It was explained as having been used to dispose of the murder weapon. But it could also have been used to carry a body. Order, yo!
This is completely unacceptable, Miles Edgeworth. You've dug yourself into your own grave.
What do you mean?
The only one who could have used the snowmobile was the defendant. She's the one who moved the body. Doesn't that put the final nail in your coffin?
Shit, you're right. You're too late, Franziska von Karma. And in fact, the defense has proven something else entirely. We have? We have shown that this case requires further investigation.
What?
Where was the victim Elise Denham really killed? If her body was moved, whatever for? And finally, just what does this image mean?
Do you even need to think about that? Such a creature could never see the truth, let alone describe it.
Objection!
This witness certainly sits on one of the lowest possible branches of humanity. However, he would never utter a lie that could hurt a girl with whom he is so clearly enamored. He drew this, so it is something that actually happened. The defense stands firm on this point.
Yeah, gee. Thank you.
That settles it then. I cannot give a verdict under these circumstances.
Ah! Ah!
Right. Seem to have fulfilled my part in this. It's just as I thought. Franziska von Karma, you make a wonderful partner.
Excuse me? Are you flirting with me right now?
Wrong tree, Franziska.
Damn it.
There was one reason and one alone for me being here. To expose the darkness lurking in this case, and then pass it on to Wright.
Really? That's what this was all about? You could have just told me that from the very beginning. Then I wouldn't have had such a fancy weapon. Miles Edgeworth, I don't care about what you were here to do. This was my chance to finally grind you under my wheel.
A shame that your chance seems to have slipped you by.
Yeah, what is your Francie? This is all your fault. Such a terrible weakness. You are an affront to all the legal system stands for. I demand satisfaction.
I cannot believe that the witness's testimony relates to an actual event. However, there has to be some sort of answer for the question it raises. Have his words here today been truth or lies? Next time we gather in this courtroom, those are the matters that shall be addressed. I am counting on thorough investigations by both the defense and the prosecution. And with this, the rest is up to you, Wright. Ah! Court is now adjourned. To be continued in the next episode. To the outro. Okay, so Elise was killed on the bridge. Then the bridge was set on fire. Then she was tossed off the bridge, which explains the post-mortem bruising. Then someone used the snowmobile to move the body to the temple courtyard and inserted the shishishitsu into the body for reasons. Anywho, next time we'll be investigating further into this case, and it sounds like we'll be returning to Phoenix. In the meantime, up here's a playlist of my Danganronpa Goodbye Despair playthrough, and down here is a video that YouTube recommends. Also, if you'd like to help support the channel and get videos a week early, we have channel memberships available. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!